Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. And this video I'm gonna make this, just gonna continue with the tutorials. And this video I'm gonna try to explain here how to build, in my opinion, how you should build your second floor. And you can you don't really have to do it exactly like me, but I'm just giving you how I would think it would be good. And I was just giving you some tips along the way. Maybe wrong video. I didn't really thought that. And I'm gonna make the second floor, and I'm gonna explain glitches, so how you do them and how you build them. So yeah, let's get started. The one that most people might know is the wall hop. It's actually quite simple. So if you don't know how you do it, you just do this. You can make a wall, and then you just need to put in another part, like here, and you can wall hop this. Of course it won't be useful up until it's 13 steps high, because you can high jump 12 steps without doing that high jumps and stuff like that. So yeah, you can make this base bigger as up to I think 6 studs, when it becomes basically impossible. But I would recommend that you do an indication. Most of the times you're just gonna make this darker. You can make this heavily indicated or not. I'm gonna keep it a bit more. I'm just gonna. You're gonna see these most of the time just completely dark, and you can just take 2 of the take these pairs, and then you just do this. And you can make this as high as you want to. You can of course make these sideways and stuff like that. So that's. And now I'm gonna explain the truss gliding, which is probably one of the easiest glitches in this game. You're gonna see these at hard mode. So you just take this truss. You don't need to make it that go high, but I'm gonna make it more taller. You need to climb it. And then you do this, and then you just add a part over it. Just most of the times it's just a basic part, like here. That if it's an easy tower, you can just make it pretty low. Anything above 2 to 3 studs, you should be good to go. But to be extra sure, you can make 5 studs. But if you don't want them to go up, truss flick it, make it around 11 studs high, and you should be. Of course, you can add ladder flicks by adding walls in front of here. But yeah, I'm gonna add a platform because this tower is really good. So that's also the reason why you can jump around on the wall. You can of course go walls against it, or you can make it unnetted. Or you can just, make it on the end of the platform, but I just make it like that because because I want this tower to be medium. And I'm also, by the way, a quick break from the glitches. I'm gonna explain to you also how to tips on the first, on the second floor. So after you've done the first floor, you've done your first impressions. Most of the times people either leave on this floor or somewhere in the first 3. But most the side on floor 1 is never playing unless you have an absolutely terrible jump, or if it's So floor 1, as I said, should be a bit of an easy introduction to your tower. You don't really have to make it that easy, but you shouldn't really make this too hard. so it doesn't really scare away the players. Most of the time it does. So yeah, I would recommend that. You can also, you know. But then the second floor, you can make it a bit harder. But on my most of my towers set the real difficulty size of floor 3. But floor 2 can be a lot harder than floor 3. That is what I'm going to say. You can make this. Yeah, you can make it how you want to. And yeah, now I'm gonna explain to you how to do wall. You're basically gonna flick your camera. I suck at them, but you just need to hold. Most of the time, if it's netted and stuff like that, you just like alarm keys, and yeah, then just whenever you're like hit in one of these parts, you're gonna jump. You can of course hold to make it a lot easier. This truss glide is also pretty simple. You just, you know, you climb the truss once you're like on the second position to get sideways. You just, you know, you need to be like in a position to do this, like truss glide, like that's truss going like here. And if you're going like fast, you can just press D. But if you want to be extra careful, you can hold W to be a bit slower. If you want to truss flick, you can do it like this, like flick your camera around at 35 degrees. And yeah, sometimes you need to do it like this. There's also like another strategy where you put out shift lock, but you're not gonna see that much, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna just explain how to do the next glitch, which is for many one of the first glitches they're really gonna encounter that registered on the video. Since I mean most know what warhops are, I think. But yeah, if you're playing this tower like you probably got to your first attempt pretty fast, and yeah, there it's like 99% of times too. Yeah, basically how you do it, I always like to do this, like the 5-star stick out, because it's impossible to wrap around. Then you can just make it anything above 13 stars. Then you go into settings, into editing, move increments, and make it 0.5. Trust me. And then you just make it half a stud, and then you can, as you can see now, here let me do that. Yeah, I'm gonna explain also how to do this. You go against the wall, put out shift lock. That's important. You do a glitch. You can either like type in the chat, it's like that, or if your game has a UI or something like that. And once your character's like really like right from like this position, you just want to do shift lock and into like the direction. It's actually pretty simple once you get it. Like you just do this. Yeah, you go against the wall. Do this. This only works on walls that are 0.5 stars like this, or thinner. So you can also make it 0.1 if it's easy for you or something like that. But yeah, most of the times you're just gonna see these in 0.5. I'm gonna still make this in that so you can wrap around. Yeah, I recommend that you always do it to 1. Some people also keep it on what is it called? Just on 0.5, but I'm more of the 1 guy. So next up I'm going to tell you how to make headhitters. It's actually pretty simple. You just make a platform and yeah, higher. You can decide on how hard the headhitter is by how high. Like you shouldn't really make a headhitter like higher than 10 stats. I mean, like the height that I would do is 9 stats, but I think it's still technically possible to do 10. But people won't really know. But yeah, the more down you go up to like 4 stats, the harder the headhitter becomes. And yeah, like the easiest ones are like 7 to 9 stats, probably like 8 to 7 are the easiest ones. Yeah, next up I'm gonna tell you how to do a wraparound. It's actually quite simple. You know, like it's just straightforward. It's like the town. Just make a platform above this, and yeah, make this higher wall. Yeah, you can make this, decide how thick it is. The most possible I think is 11 studs, but you need to take into account how much space you have from like into the wrap, and like before executing it. If you have like one stud here and also just one stud here, this wrap is gonna be considered hard. But if you have like a lot of space around it, it's pretty simple. You can of course also make it like this, which is also, you know, known as stick out. So I'm going to show you how to make it. You just make the stick out. Everything up to 4 studs is possible. 100%ly, I did all of these, even on mobile. And yeah, 1 stud and like everything up to like 3 stud wraps and 1 stud as stick out is like pretty easy. Next I'm gonna tell you how to make like ladder flicks. It's actually pretty simple. You just do this. I'm gonna make this separate path, you know, because this is an easy video tower. But yeah, if you're making harder tower, you can go to that. Most of the time, just make it around like 5 studs high, because that's like pretty easy. But if you want to like make it kind of thick or something, like you can make it high. It's similar to these truss flicks, like anything higher than 10 is impossible. Yeah, ladders work a lot like trusses. The only difference that they like have less mobility and like the truss you can like take it. It's pretty easy, like the same difficulty from like every side, but you can see even if it's like spaced out in same. These corners are a lot harder on ladders than on trusses, since trusses they have like a lot more truss climbable area than these ladders. And you can of course, to make these a bit easier, you can put down another piece of climbing to like save the player from falling. Another thing that I'm not gonna show you is, which is also pretty easy actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna explain that. There's something like, you know, here, what is it called? Wait, I know. Yeah, wait, what was it again? There was like one kind. There are like 3 glitches that there's 3 glitches you're gonna see the most, of course, and it's pretty important to learn how to do these. Wall hops, truss or ladder flicks, and of course hidden clips. You're gonna see these all throughout ETO the most. Of course, there are also more strategies like fit-ins, which I'm gonna explain to you. So these are most of the times very hard. Like, trust me, these are not that easy. Like, most fit-ins, like below 3 studs, are like difficult to hit. 3 studs I would say is around bottom difficult. 2 studs, it depends on like how you get in it. But like most of the times, like the 2 stud fit-in is around it changing to 10. 1 studs, yeah, it also depends on like if they are netted. Everything like up to 1 stud is gonna be like difficult netted. But if you're like doing a jump into this, into 1 stud gap, that you're most just gonna see that in extreme to terrifying towers. And so how you like, it's basically pretty simple. You just get like kind of twisted in these small fit-ins. Especially for the 1 studs, it's pretty confusing, but yeah, you just need to learn the strategy. You need to go like a bit twisted into it, and then you can go inside of it. But I'm gonna like make this a free something first, then again, this is a medium tower. Also, another side note I have to wraps is that they can be sometimes like go higher. Like I can show you. For example, here, and yeah, you can also like it depends on how high they are and like how long the wrap is, of course. So yeah, that's basically how it works. And we have also now another thing that I want to tell about. There are of course a lot more like weirder glitches that are a bit more special, like main stuff. But in this video I just went over like the ones that are most known, and you're going to see most Ito and towers. Of course, the E-Dance clip and wall hops can be different from time to time, and they all have like different strategies, but most of the times they're like similar, as I told you. Yeah, thrust flicks I showed you, ladder flicks I showed you. So yeah, I'm gonna give some more tips on floor 2. Floor 2, like if floor 1 didn't introduce any new mechanics and you want to introduce a mechanic, floor 2 to 3 is like the area where I would recommend you put that in. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like you most of the times just gonna get on the earlier phases introduced the client objects and like indications and stuff like that, and after that you're gonna use it for like gameplays. Of course, you can like make that new mechanic or indication already used in a hard way if it is hard in floor 2 to 3. But most of the times I would recommend it to do like one introductory floor to like some mechanics. Also, one tip that I also have, if you like making, don't put too many mechanics into one floor. You can make like them go harder and stuff like that in each floor. Because it's worse if your floor introduces like 50 new mechanics than if it just makes hard versions of them. It's actually not that bad if it's introducing like it's doing it the hard way. It depends really on the tower's difficulty. If it's like the medium tower and you're using it for like glitches and stuff like that, it's not that good, to be honest. But if you have like a intense to insane tower, okay, you can go ahead. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Fun fact too, you can like make these, you can make like twisted ladders and trusses too. Yeah, oh yeah, and by the way, there's something called the ledge grab. I'm gonna make like a separate character. I'm just gonna show you real quick. This is of course just one version of it. It can be a lot different. You can like under like low ceilings, you can walk like over up to like 4 studs, but once like it's above that you need to do a ledge grab. Of course that won't really work all the time due to some being just way too long and stuff like that. Yeah, just make a low ceiling part. It can be a lot weird to enter, and like make it around like 4 studs, like leave like 4 studs between the ceiling and the floor, or like, you know, the platform. And how you want to do is just like go onto the climbing position of the platform, like for example here now. I mean, there are a lot of different strategies. You need to like look around where it's good. Like anything higher than like a foot, like one like leg, is definitely way too much. Like around half a leg, you should be good. Then just put on shift lock, and you can do it like this, or activate shift lock and jump after that. And I'm also gonna show another strategy that you're gonna see in only harder towers. Because yeah, easier towers really, they don't really fit into them. Walkarounds, they are, you know, like around peak intense to the monsters. So what you're gonna do is make like 2 studs at this like this extending ceiling, so the player really can go on top. These are GCs, and then you're just gonna do this. Yeah. I'm 100% sure that anything up to 3 studs again is possible with these. So you can like, it depends definitely on the difficulty. Like normal ones with 1 studs are like pretty easy. Like 1.5 for like insane territory. 2 studs, it depends really if they're netted or not and how punishing they are in a spot. But you're like, I'm not really sure, but it's like still insane to terrifying. And 3 studs are like, you're gonna see like really hard powers. Catastrophic maybe. Yeah, and that's how you can make glitches and how I would at least recommend you make your second floor. Of course, there's a follow-up, and now I'm gonna explain to you how you can make soft blocks in your towers and make a lot more client objects and stuff like that, and just, you know, showing you extension gameplay, how to make netted gameplay. Yeah, I'm just gonna explain a few more gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, since Floor 2 was more glitch focused. Yeah, this was just more of a jump strategy type of thing. Oh yeah, and another note that I have for long jumps, because, you know, anything up to like 3 studs is pretty simple, and as I said, you can walk you can walk over 4 studs, maybe even 5, but yeah, once, and then you just jump after like 6. Once you reach 12, you need to like do like a soft, go like on the edge of this platform with like half your foot, and put out shift lock, face towards the platform and go like this. 13 studs, it's a lot complex. I recommend that you look up a better tutorial, since I've never done a 13 stud long, so I really can't help you. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit longer than the usual ones. I'm probably put chapters into here. Yeah, so you're gonna see some gameplay. Also, yeah, make sure to watch Part 3 when it comes out, and thanks for the support and my videos are getting satisfaction. So yeah, by the way, if nothing important is gonna happen anymore in this video, so you don't you know, like, it's been doing really well in terms of my videos, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, okay, I don't really have anything much to say. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this tutorial was useful. And yeah, you could tell me also on what I could help with my guide. Yeah, thanks for watching, and